Hey, time for a 5-Minute Friday. Today is Psalm 54. Okay. Now it says, for the choir director, a psalm of David, or a maskil of David, regarding the time the Ziphites came and said to Saul, we know where David is hiding, to be accompanied by string instruments. Come with great power, O God, and rescue me. Defend me with your might. Listen to my prayer, O God. Pay attention to my plea. For strangers are attacking me. Violent people are trying to kill me. They care nothing for God, but God is my helper. Now, I'm not going to read the rest. It's a very short psalm. I'm not going to read the rest because did you kind of tune out? Did you kind of think, well, we hear a lot of this from David? No, not you? Well, I am guilty of this sometimes. And I just want to encourage you that if that is you, especially for this little psalm, to go back to the actual situations David was in for these psalms, to go back and see how true these words are. Okay. In this case, you have to go back to 1 Samuel chapter 23. All right. Now, the part about the Ziphites is later in the chapter, but start at the first of it and really get an idea of where David is. Okay. David has been fighting with his mighty men. At the first of it, he hears of the Philistines are attacking and stealing things in Keilah. And David seeks God and says, should I go help them? God said, yes, you should. But his men are like, dude, like, we're being hunted. We're scared here in Judah. And you want us to go all the way over there to help those people? So David's probably going, well, then he seeks God again. Should I go? And God says, I will be with you. You know, I will hand the Philistines over to you. Okay. So they go and they literally help all these people, right, who are being attacked, and they win. And so they're there. Word gets out to Saul. Hey, this is where they're at. Saul's like, dude, yeah, that's a walled city. They're trapped. I'm on my way. But they just helped these people, right? And yet David goes to God and says, I'm sure this is not what the word says. It says, will the leaders of Keilah betray me and my men to Saul? With a big question mark. Because I'm sure he's thinking, we literally just saved their lives. You know, they're not going to betray us. And the Lord replied, yes, they will betray you. Ouch. Okay. So then David and his men, they leave there and they go roaming the countryside, right? And around the strongholds of the wilderness of the hill country of Ziph. Okay, but Saul hunted him day after day, but God didn't let Saul find him. I love that part. God didn't let Saul find him. And then it proves it if you read the rest of the chapter, because there's times where Jonathan comes and like encourages him, which, it's such a sweet friendship, right? Live out your faith. Keep walking with God. He encourages him. You are the king. You know, it doesn't look like it now, but keep it up, right? Which is such a weird dynamic, being Saul's son and all, but he is there for his friend, encouraging him in the faith. And then the men of Ziph went to Saul in Gibeah and betrayed David to him. We know where David is hiding, they said. He's in the strongholds of Horesh, in the hill, on the hill of Hakilah. Anyway, so they moved around in the wilderness. And there's, you read the rest of the story and there's a few things, and at this one point, they're literally on the same mountain. They're on the same hill on opposite sides of it. Sounds like he's closing in, right? But then Saul gets word that the Philistines are attacking again, and he has to leave. God didn't let Saul find him. So good. So then when you go back, when you know these things, then you go back and you read what he's writing. Come with great power, O God, and rescue me. Defend me with your might. Listen to my prayer, O God. Pay attention to my plea. For strangers are attacking me. Violent people are trying to kill me. They care nothing for God. But God is my helper. The Lord keeps me alive. May the evil plans of my enemies be turned against them. Do as you promised and put an end to them. I will sacrifice a voluntary offering to you. I will praise your name, Yahweh, for it is good. For you have rescued me from my troubles and helped me to triumph over my enemies. And he did. So it says he wrote this when the Ziphites had betrayed him, right? So he didn't know at some point they would be on the same mountain on opposite sides, but God would time it to where Saul still wouldn't find him. We can't see it all the time, but God is working, and God is keeping his promises to us, and he is fighting our battles. He is our champion. It is so good. So, so good. So I hope that you'll go see, look into all of that. And I also hope that you'll know you've got friends in Messiah, Texas.